of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Trentino at Pietramarata. MX2 race 1, and it was Jorge Prado with his second foxhole shot of the season, closely followed by the 29 of Henry Jacobi, and then the 19 of Thomas Cairoli. Thomas Covington wasn't too far behind either, but championship leader Paul Jonas, number 1, had a poor start and was having to work his way through the field. That pass on Michele Chervelin got him into 5th place. Meanwhile, the battle for second lasted around about 11 laps. Thomas Cairoli capitalizing on a mistake from the 29 of Jacobi on the STC race in Husqvarna. The German, though, kept back in 3rd after that move by the Dane. Up front and all out on his own was Jorge Prado. And with 2 laps to go, Jacobi seized an opportunity. He ran Olsen wide and took back 2nd place. Jorge Prado was a winner for the first time, though, in race 1. Jacobi was 2nd, Olsen 3rd, Jonas and Covington rounded out the top 5. MXGP race 1, and it was a first foxhole shot of the year for Jeffrey Herlings, number 84. Behind him, Romain Fevre on the Monster Energy Yamaha, followed by the Monster Energy Kawasaki of Clement Desalle. But Desalle needed just 10 corners to find his way past the Frenchman into 2nd place. He then gave chase to the Red Bull KTM of Herlings, while his teammate, Tony Cairoli, languished in around 8th place after a problem with the front end in the early stages of the moto. The 222, though, went after his teammate, Coldenhoff, found a way past him to move into 7th, and then went after Seaway. He made that pass stick, and then this one in exactly the same place on Benoit Paturel to go into 5th. The move of the day, though, came around the outside of Tim Geiser when he went into 4th position, but that's as far as Cairoli would get. Geiser ended up 5th on the HRC Honda ahead of the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna of Gauthier Paulin. The win, though, went to Jeffrey Herlings. Desalle was 2nd, Fevre 3rd. MX2 race 2, and once again it was the fast starting Jorge Prado on his Red Bull KTM that took the 2nd foxhole shot of the day as Zach Pichon fell. Behind the 61 of Prado was Thomas Covington, as Calvin Valandron, who fell in turn 1 in race 1, moved himself up into 3rd briefly. But the man of the day was the 29 of Henry Jacobi. He made that pass stick on Valandron to get himself back into 3rd, but he lost out a few laps later to the hard-charging Khmer Yamaha of Sever Brilyakov, number 18 on the Yamaha. Jonas got into the side of Jacobi as he charged his way through the field. Both him and Jacobi went down. They would remount and respond to get back into the points. Thomas Cairoli and Bas Vossen fell as they battled over 10th place. And on the final lap, number 64, Thomas Covington on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna made this move on Jorge Prado for the lead. And he held on for the next half a dozen corners to take an impressive win in MX2 race 2. Jorge Prado came home 2nd ahead of Brilyakov, Conrad Muse and Valandron. But the overall Grand Prix belonged to Prado for the first time this year. Covington was 2nd, and Jacobi, who got back to 10th after finishing 2nd in race 1, took his first ever podium in MX2. Jonas continues to lead the championship, though. He now has a 28-point lead over Jorge Prado. 7 points further back is Thomas Cairoli in what was a very eventful MX2 GP here in Trentino.
No, it was a good weekend. Second moto was good. Yes, I struggled the last lap with line choices, and I did my best. First overall, 1 more year here in Arcos, so it looks like this track, it's good to me, and really happy with that, and we'll see you next weekend in Águeda.
MXGP race 2. This time it was Antonio Cairoli who took his 6th foxhole shot of 2018. Sean Simpson went down in turn 1 and would eventually not finish any points. But Cairoli thought Herlings was going to go around the outside, but he got outfoxed by the Bullet, who moved to the inside to take over the lead on lap 3. Cairoli tried to give chase, though. Meanwhile, their teammate, Glenn Coldenhoff, was in 3rd, but around lap 6, The number 25 on the Montrenigi Kawasaki, Clement Desalle, moved into third with that pass. Geiser was working his way through traffic. He made a move on Benoit Paturel to go 10th. He would eventually come home in 8th for HRC. Desalle circulated in third. Meanwhile, Van Hoorbeek just locked up momentarily after holding off Gauthier Paulin for much of the race. The Frenchman went through after that mistake from the Montrenigi Yamaha. Cairoli, though, was no match for his teammate Jeffrey Herlings this weekend and had to be content with second ahead of Desalle, Koldenhoff and Paulin. But it was Jeffrey Herlings who stole the limelight here at Trentino. His 5th race win of the season, his 70th Grand Prix victory, and he did it here at Trentino in Cairoli's backyard. Maximum points then for Herlings. Desalle second, his best result of the year. Cairoli third. Fevre and Koldenhoff rounded out the top 5. And Jeffrey Herlings now takes back the red plate as we head to Portugal, round 5 in 1 week's time. Cairoli 10 points further back. Desalle is third. He is 36 behind Tony Cairoli. But a great Grand Prix for the Red Bull KTM of Jeffrey Herlings. And that red plate going back on the front of his Red Bull KTM.
Yeah, definitely, it was very surprisingly because this track is not my favorite one. And, the last practice I did was a Lommel, so it was a complete opposite last Thursday. And then to come here on this track was a shock, but had to pull it off, especially also with the starts. And been awesome, was fastest all weekend. Took 3 good starts, won the quali, won both motos, won the overall. So can't be any more thankful,